On this episode of the Spiritual Gangsta Certified podcast, to catch a thief. Since thieves got time, I got some time today. She did not have my permission to publish my words. It was very clear that she was trying to pass my words off as hers. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? So in the comments, I'm like, mind crediting me? This bitch jumps in my inbox and is like, am I missing something? I'm not sure what you're missing. I wrote that status.
I didn't actually think that was a big deal. I've often copied and pasted heaps of your stuff, girlfriend.
Is she crazy? This bitch is crazy. It's been a month of Sundays since I've made an episode, and there's no excuse for that. I feel like this episode is going to be dedicated specifically to a trend that I keep seeing happening, and not a good one. Not one worth replicating. Not something that you actually want to do. It's just, you don't want no parts in this. But I want to talk about the theft of intellectual property and content. Because my God, it's been happening. It'll probably keep happening. But for some reason in the past few weeks, it has just been super prevalent. Some of my favorite pages I follow, shout out to Uppity Negress, shout out to Eartha Clit. These are some of my favorite pages, have experienced ridiculous people. I don't even mean a little ridiculous. A kind of tad off. No. I mean straight up, I'm going to have to curse here, fucking ridiculous. And then in the same time frame that I'm watching one particular content thief who just decided to double down on stealing Uppity Negress's content, something happens to me that goes back a few years in the same vein. So I want y'all to stay tuned for what's next, because, oh Lord, this is going to be one heck of an episode.
You're now tuned into Spiritual Gangsta Certified with Illy Vish.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Spiritual Gangsta Certified podcast. My name is Janét Jones, aka Illy or Philadelphia Vish. Shout out to the city that I come from. And not that a lot of people care. But I'm from Philly. Apparently some people need a fucking reminder, okay? This is going to be an interesting episode because it's going to cover a lot of ground of something that people are entirely stupid about, apparently. And not only are they stupid about it, but they double down on their stupidity. And they're belligerently ridiculous about it. Okay, so I gotta start this off by saying, if you at all have hopes of making money on social media, then you really want to be careful. Now, there's a lot of people who seem to think that the only way that they can get attention is by finding something that they didn't write to post. Like they did write it. I don't get it. If you're not that interesting, if you don't have that much to say, if you're not a good writer, if you have never had a real original thought, I don't know why you think you deserve attention. And here's something really interesting. The content creators that I follow specifically for their writings and their personality and their thought, the way they look at the world, it's because they have a very distinct and unique view of things. They have a voice like only they can have. No one else has their voice, right? So it cracks me up and disgusts me at the same time to watch people think that they can like borrow someone's personality, their steez, their writing, their work. You can't really borrow that. That doesn't stop people from trying, though. So I want to, before I even get into story time about how I personally was impacted by this bullshit, I just want to, it's really important for me to talk about something. So, especially when it comes to Facebook, okay, too many people are too comfortable stealing. And what saddens me about this is people that I actually know in real life, not just online. I see them doing it too. I have one Facebook friend who habitually does this. All you have to do is copy something she posted, and Google it, and you'll find she's not the original creator of that post. You'll also find that other people have stolen it too, but given it says when things are posted, if you posted something today and I see that same exact word for word content was posted back in like February of 2023, well, I mean, it's obvious that you didn't write it first. So a lot of people don't seem to be aware of the fact that creators do have ways, particularly on Facebook, to report content that's theirs, that someone else decided to post as theirs. So let me go over this first, okay? Some people are far too comfortable stealing and they don't even understand that it's theft. They try to maneuver themselves in a certain way that makes it seem like, well, all I did was no. You can try to justify shit all the fuck you want. You're an idiot. There's no other way to put it. If you're using a platform and don't understand how it works. So, okay. Too many people do not understand, or maybe they're just choosing to ignore it, because it could be that too, that when someone writes and publishes, keyword publish, posting is publishing on Facebook, okay? So when someone writes and publishes original content on Facebook, it is in turn protected under copyright. They do not need to slap a copyright symbol on it. They don't need to file some sort of paperwork. The copyright is fucking implied and immediate the moment that post goes live. So as somebody who is writing different posts and sharing them, the moment that you do that, you are implying that these are your words and that you have the right to post them. So on the one hand, from somebody who actually did originally write something, that's a good thing, right? On the other hand, for the thieves, they don't seem to understand that because you did not attribute what was said to the person who originally said it, that without attribution, if you steal and post someone's content, you are actually claiming that it's yours. I don't know why this is hard to understand, right? So, someone's Facebook status, a long caption on something, any of those things, right? If you didn't write it and you post it on your page or your profile without giving proper credit, you're stealing. That's theft. This is not a gray area. I don't know why people pretend like it is. These are the same people who obviously live in dream worlds, right? Where reality does not touch upon them that often. And I find that to be highly narcissistic and psychopathic, because what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay? It's not about it. Oh, this is just the internet. Oh, it's just Facebook. We don't take it seriously. No, dickhead. It's publishing. It's electronic publishing. When you're posting online on Facebook, you're literally creating a digital record. I don't... I'm sorry. I know everybody's different. I know everybody's different. But you can't be that fucking idiotic. Like, okay, So if someone's copying someone else's work, they're not attributing it to them, they don't have permission to do so, they haven't tagged them, it's infringing on copyright, period. Now, again, I mentioned in the intro, some of my favorite pages like Uppity Negress and Eartha Clit have recently had this happen like rapid fire by people who just refuse to take any accountability. And listen, the world is full of people who don't want to take accountability. People who duck and dodge it like it would kill them to have to be accountable for their own actions. They do everything but point the finger inward. They seek sympathy. They some of them just, they don't even do that. They immediately attack the person. Like, how dare you? How dare you have the nerve to call me out on using your words? Like, bitch, if I ran up in your fucking house and snatched your TV and set it up in my house as my own, that would be wrong. That would be wrong. Can you imagine if I got mad at you for showing up at my house getting your TV back? So on top of being a thief, you're audacious with your lack of accountability. Got it. But what's especially stupid to me is people who have their page in professional mode on Facebook. So that's essentially, if you're not already, you're trying to become a monetized page. So if you have some sort of coaching business, a personal brand, you think you're yourself an influencer, or it's a business page, right? By not posting content that you actually wrote and lifting it from somewhere else, it's not just unethical. Like, it is unethical and it's foul, but you're violating someone's copyright, dickhead. So overall, platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok can and will remove your content and demonetize your page if you keep getting caught violating copyright laws. Again, why is this so hard to understand? And if the original creator files a copyright infringement report, well, you could lose the very platform you've built because you built it on someone else's words. I literally have been watching for the past couple hours on Uppity Negress's page her posting about this same individual who is in her 40s, by the way. She was born in 1984. I'm older than this bitch. I was born in 1980. But I don't understand how one could make it to their big age and instead of finding it within themselves to hold themselves accountable and apologize, that's not what she's doing. I'm going to show some of this just so you can see how crazy people are. Like, again, shout outs to Uppity Negress, wonderful content creator. She has an audience of people who are invested in what she says because her voice is unique and original. Now, while a lot of people don't think it a big deal to, I don't know if they think they're borrowing stuff, because, okay, this doesn't make sense to me. If you see something posted and it, let's use the dreaded word, resonated with you, and you like it so much that you're like, oh my God, I have to share this, hit share. Hit the share button. The only time that I have not done that is when the post is not public to share. And usually, instead of asking the individual to make it public so I could share it, I'll instead ask the person, can I share it and tag them in it? It is not that hard. But people make it difficult as fuck for whatever reason. So if you translated this into like real life off of the internet, not attributing post or just simply hitting share, and then just trying to make it look like it's yours, because why else do people do that? Is no different than stealing a passage from a book and putting your name on it. Like imagine trying to claim Maya Angelou's work. Imagine. Like, I don't get it. This is very bottom line. If it's not your original thought, you should credit the source. Or just hit share. Like, what the fuck? If you're unsure where it came from, this is a double-edged sword, okay? You could still post it, but if somebody brings it to your attention where it came from, immediately just credit the original creator. It's not hard. I've done it myself. With pictures, right? If someone confronts you about stealing, just fucking apologize and correct your fucked up behavior. Don't try to gaslight that person into being wrong for rightfully coming for your neck. And I have to think about this. You know, usually the people that are flipping out and freaking out because somebody had the nerve to confront them about theft, I guess they can't relate. Because they've never come up with something worth stealing. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's got to be. But that still doesn't make it okay. Far from it. I love when creators put people who steal their shit on blast. They deserve to be on blast. Because why are you doing that? Like, you don't think it's real because it's on the internet? Is the money that you're trying to make on the internet supposed to be real? Because how would you feel if somebody lifted that from you? Like, what? I don't get what they don't get about if you're monetizing stolen content, you're legitimately putting your entire platform at risk. Original creators put time, effort, energy, and intention. They put themselves into what they write. So I'm of the mind that if you steal somebody's shit like that, you're not even just trying to borrow their words. To me, it's really creepy. Like you're trying to wear their skin. You're trying to temporarily swap destinies or some shit. Like, respectfully, no one can ever be me but me. Nobody can ever be uppity negress but uppity negress. No one can ever be Eartha Clit but Eartha Clit. And to the thieves who just want to be seen so bad, how about you take some time to reflect on who the fuck you are and what your gifts are and try to share them with the world? Why are you trying to like wear other people like a suit online? Like what? It just it makes no sense to me for someone to dig down hard to profit off of someone else's labor. And then to like crash out about it in public or in private, because, do I got a story for y'all. Not only does it show that you don't have any original thoughts, you're lacking in the creative sphere, but you definitely don't have any fucking integrity. None. So like, if your mission is to build a brand and be seen, or to grow your platform, or to call yourself a coach, how about don't be a fucking thief? And now it's story time. I'm going to do my very best to find things to include in this podcast, including pictures and videos that'll bring this story full circle. Okay? So I can't even remember what year this happened. It was probably like 2018 or 2019. There was a girl, and I'm going to say her whole name, Charlia. She goes by Charlia Alp now, A-L-P. Okay? But when she was Facebook friends with me, her name was Charlia Lewis Honey. Whatever. Apparently she lives in New Zealand. I need you to keep this in mind, okay? I can't remember for the life of me if she first followed the Spiritual Gangsta Certified Facebook page and then befriended me, because what happens a lot is like when I identify like my actual self behind the brand and like link or tag my page, I inevitably get friend requests from people who follow the SGC page. Not a problem. If I'm being very honest with y'all, I have so many friend requests from 12 years ago that I still haven't gone through yet. I have like 700 waiting friend requests. I just have not gone through them. I am really close to, and I'm not even sure if there's still a friendship limit. There used to be a 5,000 friendship limit, but I've been close to that shit for years. Now, true, over the years, I've gotten rid of people. I've denied some friendship requests, but overall, it gives me a little bit of angina to have to go through all those requests. And I just can't do it. So I'm saying this to say I can't remember at all if this specific individual was friends with me somehow on, my personal page on Facebook first, which now my personal page under my actual government name is monetized as well. But at the time that we're talking about, when the beginning of this incident occurred, it was not. Now, just because my page wasn't monetized at that point has no bearing on the fact that I wrote something that this bitch stole. Okay? I'm going to find the post and put it up here and insert it in the video and all of that, right? So I happen to be scrolling through Facebook maybe a day after I wrote this specific post. And she done copied and pasted what I said word for word. And I'm scratching my head trying to figure something out because my Facebook page has been public since its inception. I think I joined Facebook back in 2006, right? So there was no boundary. There was no sort of delay in allowing someone to share it. They didn't have to ask me to make it public, nothing. It was already public. So if you, instead of sharing it, copy it and then paste it as yours, I feel like you're trying to pass it off as yours. Because again, no matter how we want to look at this, the way this works, the moment that you write something on Facebook and hit post or publish, you've published it. You are implying that you have the right to publish it. And I'm going to put it to you like this. This bitch did not have the right at all. She did not have my permission to publish my words. Okay? So it was very clear that she was trying to pass my words off as hers. And I'm like, yo, what the hell? So in the comments, I'm like, lovely words, kind words. I can't remember exactly what I said, but I'm gonna post the screenshot up here. Mind crediting me? This bitch jumps in my inbox and is like, am I missing something? So I then screen record me scrolling through my page down to where I posted it. And I said, I posted this. These are my words. You're just posting them like they're yours. And so she's feigning ignorance at this point, right? Oh God. So I make her aware of that. I post the video in her comments. This is what I mean. 2 days ago, I wrote that. I actually composed it. It came out of my brain and I typed it into my Facebook. The same exact thing. I composed it. I'm a writer. That's what I do. So when I see my words other places and people aren't crediting me, I take offense to that. And then I noticed that she messages me. So I'm like, okay, I have a screen recording of me sending her a voice note in Messenger. And then I screen record her response back. I'm going to just ask you all to take a look at it. And you tell me how you would feel if someone did this to you. So when I ask on the post for credit, she inboxes me, sorry, did I miss something? And I'm like, I'm not sure what you're missing. I wrote that status, but you have it posted without having shared it from my page, which would show that I wrote it. I don't tend to do that to people. If I copy and paste something that someone else said, I credit them. That's what I'm talking about. Is she for real? And then she says,
I didn't actually think that was a big deal. I've often copied and pasted heaps of your stuff, girlfriend. Look, I just woke up this morning. I swear to God. Ugh. No comment, girlfriend. It's 6 a.m. Shh. Be quiet.
Is she crazy? This bitch is crazy. And then she blocked me? So she's been stealing my content? She just said she has? And she didn't think there was a problem with that? Bitch. What the fuck is wrong with people? Okay, so as you can already see, this bitch not only told me that she often has taken my words, she didn't think it was a big deal. It's 6 a.m. and therefore too early to be called on her bullshit. And then she shushes me. The audacity in that one is strong as fuck. Now, here's the thing. I have an album in my personal Facebook page about interactions with people online. It is a growing album. I think I started putting stuff in it in like 2018. There's screenshots, videos, all types of stuff. So the internet is not short on audacious people. Not to make fun of any mental illness, but some people are obviously very crazy and need medical attention because of how they opt to move online. They act like it's not a real place. And as much as people could argue for social media not being a real place, yeah, bitch, it is. The irony here is how they're operating in this not real place is showing their integrity or lack thereof in reality. Like, I wouldn't trust any of these people in real life with shit. If you're willing to steal online, you don't think it's a big deal, your character's really showing. But I digress. This incident exists in my Adventures in Spiritual and Internet Land, I think that's what it's called, album on my Facebook page. Cool. That's where the fuck it is. Imagine this. So that happened, like I said, probably like 2018, 2019. Facebook serves up fresh memories to us almost every day. I don't always look at them every day, but if there's any memories from years before for that particular date, Facebook is going to bring it up. Now, what I hadn't realized, because, after this bitch shushed me, did she apologize or take any accountability? No, she blocked me. Which says even more about her fucked up character. So when caught, you go running. All right, bitch. I just tucked this as a bookmark because in my life, what I've realized is things always kind of come full circle, and I'll get my opportunity later. I will. I'll get my opportunity later. So I'm looking at memories one day, and I got down pretty far. So since it's 2025 right now, I mean, this was a day where clearly I had posted a lot in years prior. I look at something I posted and I look at the comments, and maybe some of you don't know this, but if you've blocked someone or they've blocked you, if you're looking at old posts and they happen to comment, their comment is still going to show up. Not only is their comment still going to show up, but let's say they've changed their profile picture since you blocked them or they blocked you, or let's say they've changed their name in that particular profile since you blocked them or they blocked you. Their new profile picture is going to show up. Their new name is going to show up. So I'm looking at something and it legitimately says, you go, girlfriend. And I'm looking at the name and it says Charlia Alp. And I was like, now I'm reminded of the thing that happened years ago. And I'm also reminded of something else that I want to mention here. There was a post that another content creator whose content I like, her name's Lee Baker. Y'all be sure to check her out. She had posted back last June of 2024, the super fan to hater pipeline must be studied because every hater I've ever had comes in the form of a dick rider initially. I get it though, I'm mother. Oh my God, I could so relate to this because Seeing how this girl, Charlia, commented on my post made me remember she was often dick riding. Now, let me be very clear. I'm from Philly, so we say certain things. Dick riding, dick eating. It's not the same thing as being genuine and giving someone their props or letting them know you thought they do a good job or praising someone or cheering them on from a genuine place. Dick riding and dick eating is a completely different thing. Okay, this is usually someone's doing too much. They're being extra. They're being Joe. They're drawling, as we would say in Philly. And it's funny because some people make me cringe with their brand of dick riding, even if it isn't directed towards me. And I can say that I realized that over time, I shouldn't have been surprised that this bitch was trying to wear my personality like a goddamn costume by stealing my content, given how she interacted with me. There was just something about the energy behind it that felt foul. I had, by this point, I think, grown to like maybe 100,000 followers. I'm at almost 257,000 now. I did this organically. No one can just copy what I did and have the same thing happen for a lot of different reasons. You have to have integrity. You have to constantly work. Plus, I made the Spiritual Gangsta Certified page to be an accompanying page. Like, I figured you have a business, you're supposed to have a business page, right? To my podcast. It was before I was even structuring the business in its current fashion. I even lost the page at one point, as I often speak about online. Back in 2018, I had to start all over again. I almost didn't because I felt defeated, but I was like, nope, I'm going to keep going. I'm glad I did. Now, I also want to mention that on that page, I realized because Facebook gives you stats. And when I first started SGC, I was posting memes that I would find all over the internet. It wasn't even monetized for the first like 3-4 years, right? But I was posting things that would resonate with me on my spiritual journey. And in between that, I was writing about astrology or writing about my personal experiences. And Facebook lets me know that the people came here for the memes. The photos get more views than anything else. That's understandable. I'm not upset about that. It's just how it is. Because I still have people that engage and interact me and repeat clients that come back to me for my astrology work, my human design work, my spiritual work, my coaching. So it's all good. But the thousands, the people in the masses, they like the memes. Okay, cool. Now, I'm saying to keep this in mind for a reason. Every creator's journey is going to be different. Number one, your intention does count a lot. Now, I'm not one of those people who has walked around my whole life looking for attention. It's the opposite. I have been about 6'1" since I was about 12, 13 years old. And ironically enough, I am the runt in my family. Both of my parents are taller than me, and my younger sister is taller than me. If anything, most of my life, being introverted and quiet, I did not want to stand out. But I did. I would tower over my friends in like a physical sense. Then when we're talking about like actual achievements, for my astro people that understand this, I have a couple of grand earth trines. A lot of things come easy to me. I do, however, have a mutable T-square, or actually you can count them as 2, which means I'm not without my challenges. Now, I started school early, was in gifted classes, was constantly doing impressive shit. That shit was never hard to me. I just enjoyed doing it. And my motivation for doing it was never to get attention. It was because I enjoyed doing it. Similar to my astrology work and my spiritual work. Of course, you're going to want credit for the work that you do. But I was never motivated by, oh my God, everybody's looking at me. That actually kind of freaks me out a little bit. For the reason that sometimes you get obsessed with people. I remember a couple years ago, there was another individual who I felt like wanted to skin me and wear my skin. Because everything I was into, you're suddenly into. I was working for an alcohol-infused dessert company. I would often go live at events with this company. And this girl comes to me and goes, I know what I want to do with my life. I want to make alcohol-infused desserts. Ma'am. Why? I'm not saying a person can't want to do that, but there's something really creepy about trying to like snatch what somebody's already doing and make it yours. Anyway, that's a side note. But there's something very disingenuous about just wanting attention for the sake of getting attention and grasping at straws and having to steal other people's work to stand out. Because if what you were doing was good enough on its own, you wouldn't have to do that. If you were interesting enough on your own, you wouldn't have to do that. I'm already one of those people who's of the mind that I am not for everybody, and I don't want to be. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my God, everybody's going to love me. No, first of all, I don't want everybody to. At all. The thought of that is actually like cringeworthy. I don't like a lot of people. I love humanity. I respect human beings' journeys, but I don't like a lot of people, and I'm not supposed to. So, essentially, because I didn't all around the mulberry bush with my Mercury and Pisces ass, we back to what we were talking about now. So, upon seeing this girl pop up in my memories, I'm kind of like, oh, you changed your name. I'm hoping that she's become a better person. That was my first thought, right? Now, because she blocked my personal page, she didn't block me on Spiritual Gangsta Certified. So I go over there and look her up. The first thing I notice, her profile's locked. I don't mean to make a broad and sweeping generalization, but in my experience and the experience of a lot of people I know, people with locked profiles are usually problematic as fuck. That's not always the case, but most of the times it is. So her profile's locked, but she has a small bio that says she runs a page called Nothing Fancy Mama. So I'm like, oh, okay. We're back out here creating content. Hopefully we're not being a thief. Legitimately, as soon as I go to her page, the first thing that I see, I'm like, I saw this already. Somebody else posted this. So I copy it and paste it into Google, and it comes up as being from another page. And I'm like, this bitch is still out here stealing. Here I am, first thought thinking, I wish her integrity. I hope she grew. Nope. No. Not at all. Now, follow me along this journey, because now's where it gets interesting. I'm a Virgo dominant person. As far as I was concerned, this is now a violation. You're still out and you're stealing someone else's content, but okay. It's not mine. Some people might go, why do you care? Because I hate thieves. So I go and I leave her a review. Yep. You heard me. She has on the page that she's a coach. She had on her page that she's a coach. And I'm thinking to myself, what is this woman coaching exactly when she can't even come up with any sort of original content? How is the first thing that I see on your page, again, words that aren't yours, but you've posted them as if they are? She didn't tag anybody. Nothing was attributed. None of that. So I'm just kind of like, That was days ago. Not only did I write her a review, I put a picture of a screenshot in there of where I found the original post. And then in the comments, I posted that video that I showed you guys earlier where she shushed me in my inbox. What happens? Guess what happens? So it's like maybe 1 something in the morning, I get a notification that I have a message on my business website. So I'm like, okay. It says, name, nothing fancy mama, Charlia Alp. Email, I'll redact that because I don't need nobody bothering her. But comment, hey Janet, first of all, if you fail to put the accent mark over the E, you ain't talking to me as far as I'm concerned, because my name is not Janet. Anyway, can you get in touch? Quite upset at how you went about contacting me. How the angels didn't tell you. I'm currently really sick, and I'm sorry I copied your work. It wasn't to hurt you. Can this stop now? I'm sorry. How can we move to a better place? Now, I need you guys to understand that upon reading this, first of all, at every sentence I'm stopping, going, what? So I had to organize my thoughts for a little bit before I responded. And I did. And I said, hi, Charlia. I received your message, and I'd like to clarify a few things. First, my review on your page was not an attempt to contact you. It was a public statement intended to inform others, particularly given the fact that the very first post I saw on your new page was once again plagiarized. That review was not written for your benefit. It was written for the benefit of people who deserve to know when someone presenting themselves as a coach or guide is doing so by stealing the words of others. Second, I don't talk to angels. So your comment about what they did or didn't tell me is misplaced. I'm an astrologer. I read patterns and cycles, not vibes and vague justifications. Third, I'm sorry to hear that you're sick, but your current health status doesn't excuse past or present behavior. Being unwell is not a moral get out of jail free card, and I would hope that hardship might inspire self-reflection, not continued deceit. You admitted that you copied my work. That admission is long overdue. But the excuse that it wasn't meant to hurt me is besides the point. Theft is theft, regardless of intention. You benefited from words that you didn't write. You blocked me when I confronted you. You continued the behavior. And now that it's been exposed again, now you're sorry? As for, can this stop now? I've already done what I'm going to do. I left a truthful review and notified the original creator of the stolen post. That's it. There's nothing ongoing on my end. I'm not obsessing. I'm simply no longer silent. Lastly, when you ask, how can we move to a better place? Let me be very clear. There is no we here. You can move to a better place by choosing integrity. I'm already there. Wishing you truth, growth, accountability, and a big shh on thieving. Janét Jones. That was the nicest, let me pull that back. Kindest way I could think to respond. This bitch crashes out. She crashes out. Damn, I'm sorry, Janet. You growled already. I didn't see any point rehashing. With how she actually wrote this email, no wonder she steals content. I'm feeling something off because you've got to be stupid if I'm the only person who couldn't share it, so copied and pasted. I never said it came from me, and it's been since removed. First of all, again, going to the beginning of this episode, as I said, if you share something without attribution, you are automatically claiming that it's yours. If you don't know how Facebook works, maybe you shouldn't be the fuck on it. So already she's ducking accountability. Then goes 3+ years ago, hun. You see, earlier in the first message, she tried to gain sympathy. I'm sick. I don't give a fuck if you're sick. you're a thief. You can be a sick thief. You can be a not sick thief, but you're a thief. Sadly, you took it upon yourself. You review my children's page. So your children are coaches. You have videos on that page with your kids, but you have on there that you're a personal coach. I didn't know your children were coaches. And I don't give a fuck. There's a lot of private and adult ways to handle things. Someone without integrity enough to be an adult enough to understand how Facebook works and therefore how copyright works has the nerve to say to me that there's adult ways to handle things. Okay. Stop acting spiritual, yet you're vindictive and have an ugly nature. So I don't act spiritual. I am spiritual. And it's not the kind of spiritual that you think spiritual should be. And I don't care. I'm not vindictive. I'm holding you accountable. Because remember, you shushed and blocked me and didn't take accountability. You have an ugly nature and an ugly face, bitch. So there's that. This isn't love and light, babe. I know, because I'm not one of them love and light babes. I don't do spiritual bypassing. I don't do forgetting bad stuff because it makes me feel bad. I don't not hold people accountable, particularly when they're thieves. So, end. Screams you're right, I'm wrong, like I admitted ages ago. No, you didn't. You shushed and blocked me. Janét, grow up, please. Hold on, here's where it gets really funny. And if you really had guts, you'd just call me via WhatsApp. Can I ask y'all something? Why would I call this bitch? I've done everything that I felt called to do. There's nothing to talk to you about. Not one thing. Not a thing. I'm in New Zealand. Work it out and let's talk this out. So, okay, when we want to talk about manipulative and aggressive and toxic people, here's the sorts of things that you want to look for. First of all, you've taken no accountability for what you originally did. You turned everything around, stopped calling me vindictive and a whole bunch of other stuff. I didn't do anything to you, but say what you did. Now I'm not grown because I held you accountable. They always flip things around. They can't take any accountability. And you want me to call you on WhatsApp? Why would I do that? I don't want to talk to you, bitch. If I was interested in contacting you, I wouldn't have left you a review. I would have jumped in your inbox. But as I stated in my message, the goal was to warn other people, not have a conversation with you. Are you stupid? Because I thought we've moved past this. How did you think we moved past it? You blocked me and ran. You didn't think we moved past anything, bitch. You thought you got away with it. I can unblock and you fix this. You can suck a dick. A sick one. What's your solution? Because did you think I wouldn't respond? Are you that narcissistic? Again, projection. You're the narcissist. You ran away from accountability. It finally came knocking on your door, but now you want to point the finger at me. I'm sorry, Janét. What would you like me to do now? While I was composing my response, she was already writing other things. But listen, here's how I responded to that particular message. You'll be blocked after this, but I'm not reading all of that. You take no accountability still 3 years later. It's not like you shared a meme. You legit copied and pasted words you didn't write without attributing them to where you saw them, which automatically implies you claim them as your words, especially if your page is monetized. How do you have pages and not understand how this works? If the original creator fills out a copyright claim form with Facebook, that'll get you stricken with a copyright claim. Not only does that remove the content, but they hold it against you. And if you repeatedly get copyright strikes, they'll take away your ability to monetize. If posting without attribution isn't wrong, as you keep trying to reiterate, why the fuck would there be consequences? You can't be this daft. When you post on Facebook, that's a form of publishing, despite the fact that it's online. It's the digital version of someone running up in your house, stealing something and claiming it as their own. Rules and laws still apply online. So to continue to double down on stealing at this juncture is unbelievably unhinged and incredibly idiotic. Typo, because it says incredibly idiot, but I meant incredibly idiotic. Whilst I was composing this bitch decides to crash out and say, Janét, again, not talking to me because that's not my fucking name. Unlike you, I can get on a plane and come to your face. So now, hold on. I'm a toxic narcissist because I held you accountable. But now you're going to come get on a plane and come to your face. First of all, you'd have to stand on a few tables to be my height, bitch. And anybody willing to fly halfway around the world to double down on being a thief, well, I mean, that says a lot within itself. I'm not scared of this woman. If she does want to fly halfway around the world to stand on a couple of tables to say something to my face, she's not welcome at my house. She's not welcome at my house, and I will treat her like unwelcome guests get treated. Please use your imagination. Anyway, then she will say, and your daughters too. So you're threatening to come to my face and my daughter's face. She said, since we play with kids now and involve them. I didn't involve your kids. You involved your kids on that same page with the stolen fucking content, posting videos of them. I do not care about your kids. I did not talk about your kids. I did not threaten your kids. I didn't say I was going to come say anything to you or them. I warned people about you. Then she's going to say, quit playing with me. She's used to being able to say things and people be scared. I am not scared. At all. In the least. When danger comes to my house, I am equipped to handle it in many ways. So maybe this is an individual kind of used to being able to scare people with their big words. No, I can back up the things that I say. And I'm not going to fly to New Zealand to confront you over being a thief. I already confronted you on the internet. You're rude. My rude what? Since you're using the wrong form of your. Distasteful and acting like you've never copied music. I've never copied music. What is she fucking talking about? Chill. You ain't perfect, sis. So now we're completely deflecting. I don't steal. You do. But now you're going to show up at my house and get on my face and talk to my daughter. Quit playing with me. My rude whatever, since you used the wrong form. Distasteful and acting like you've never copied music. I never have copied music. I've made my own music, you dumbass bitch. Girl, you ain't perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I know one thing. I'm not a thief. You are. And no, there is no we, because my heart ain't sour. No, you have a thief's heart. And I don't seek unless validation like you, Janét. What are you talking about? You can't even construct a sentence. No wonder you steal people's words. You know what? You weren't even brought up in the American education system, so I can't even reference you're a child that got left behind. I don't know what they do in New Zealand, but apparently it ain't enough when it came to you. Haha, I'll block you now because you're ugly inside and out. She didn't block me. All I responded to with that is, now you're putting a threat in writing? Genius. This person is not the brightest bulb in New Zealand. God, I really hope that other New Zealanders are not this fucktarded. Then she sends another message after that, broke ass hoe. So now you're imagining what my finances are and having to tell yourself a story that I don't have any because I called you out on being a thief. Just to be clear about something, since she wanted to call me a broke ass hoe. First of all, you have no idea what my finances are like. And I find it interesting that someone who had to create a Give a Little page to help their loved one's recovery from a very deadly car crash. This is from 2024. Now, I don't make fun of people having money or not, but I do find it interesting that someone who couldn't get up $1,200 on their own wants to call somebody broke. And just so we're clear, it says that she made this page. See? So, on top of not taking accountability, being a horrid person, not having a creative bone really in your body without having to try to steal it from someone else, you gonna call people broke? $1,200 isn't a lot of money to some people. It's not a lot of money to me, but it obviously was a lot of money for you to put up this page. But since I know you steal, and I don't trust people who steal, I really hope that money went to where you said it was going to go. Because you're not really an honorable person. Also, notice all of this happened when I was like, did not agree to talking to her on WhatsApp. So again, a narcissist or one with narcissistic tendency is trying to project them on me because I wouldn't do what she wanted me to do. I wouldn't entertain, oh, I'm sick. I don't care. You're a thief. So, she then keeps emailing. And she sends the text from the post. I've contacted them also, babe. It's all good. Free publicity. Better than none, babe. Now fuck off. You bothered me, bitch. You emailed me. So I'm just going to let you guys know. I don't want people harassing people or whatever, but I will put a warning out there. So I'm going to list all of her pages so you know exactly who this person is. I'm going to redact any personal contact information because I actually do have integrity. And should this bitch decide to hop on a plane and come to the United States to say anything to my face, well, yeah, I promise I'll give an update, but likely it'll be on the news because if you come here, you're going to make the news. Y'all stay safe out here. I'm not sure. I didn't even really look into what astrologically I think is having this happen so much more often because it is something that's going on for a long time. But if you're a content creator putting your original work out there, if you put your blood, sweat, and tears into your brand, I'm going to link in this episode the link to the copyright strike form. A lot of people don't know about this, so I'm going to share that. Please regularly check. It's a shame that you even have to do this. Regularly check to see if someone has just copied and pasted your work. How do you do that? Well, what you would do is copy your work, Google it, or put it in the search bar of Facebook. If you see it come up somewhere else and it isn't shared from your page, or if your page isn't tagged and attributed, you have every right to copyright strike them. I hope this has been educational for people who are actually out here doing the right thing. And I hope this has been educational for you broke bitches out here doing the wrong thing. And I don't even mean broke by not having money. Something inside of you has to be broke to be this kind of thief. You have to be broken. The weirdest flex in the world is to steal somebody's work, double down on being a thief, try to make excuses for it, and then crash the fuck out. Your actions are telling on you, not mine. So, hopefully somebody learned something from this today. See y'all in the next episode. Peace.